Okay, perfect. Stop. Can we stop, please? Stop, 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 stop. Have you got original sound on?
Where is that?
In your left-hand corner up, you should have. Is there such a thing as original sound for musicians?
Audio settings. I see it. I see it.
Yeah, can you turn it on, please? I just close the door. Find it?
Yeah, I found it.
Okay, perfect. Because when you started to play, the sound disappeared because it's yeah, it tries to adjust.
Sorry about that.
No, no problem. Daniel, so can I just stop you there for a second? Can you check one more time if the original sound is on, please? It sounds better, but I still have. I don't know if the other ones hear that, but it's sound is coming on and off.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it
on.
definitely on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Carry on. Bravo.
Thanks.
Well done. Well done. Um, Before I say anything, I'd like you to say what do you think? How did this go?
I feel like a lot of the runs could have been a lot clearer.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna point out something which is gonna be very important for you. Um, it's very important, Daniel, to first think of the things that you are happy with, to recognize the positive things. Do you understand? It is recognizing the positive things because it's a different part of if you're always going to engage with the negative things first, it's not going to help you progress as quickly. You need to recognize what was good. So what was good about it? We'll talk about the other things. What were you happy with? It's important. You know, it sounds very obvious, but you'd be surprised at how big of a difference it actually makes if we really engage with that. So, what were you happy with?
Um, I feel like I like to. I was in tune on some parts, like better than usual.
Okay, so some parts were more in tune than usual, which is very good. Okay, what else? Something else. Think as many things as you can.
I feel like I control the tempo a lot better.
Better tempo, very good. So intonation and tempo, two extremely important things. What else?
Uh, I can't really think of anything else.
Okay, what are the aspects there are to a performance? So you touched on intonation, you touched on tempo. What are the things? What does a performance consist of? What are the things?
Well, I feel like part of it is also expression.
Okay, how did you do on that front? But positively, I want you to say first.
Um,
Do you feel like you engaged with some of the drama? Did you engage with the passion of it?
yeah, on some parts.
In some parts, I could really see that you engaged. Okay, good. What else?
The phrasing,
Phrasing. Okay, what do you think about phrasing?
I feel like I did an okay job.
Okay, okay, good. Um, what about rhythm? But think positively first.
Um, Especially on the first page, I think I did a better job at the rhythm and
Okay,
like consistent.
okay, good. And positive, I want you to think about sound. Where particularly you were happy with this. Now, sound is, it's tricky to judge. I think it's your microphone. I don't know if the others won't hear you well, but the sound, it's not as good as it could have been. And, it's in a way, I can see you doing some good things as well. I can hear when the sound is not very good, but, it's quite subjective because of the microphone. But I want you to tell me, what do you think about the sound positively?
I feel like my sound was pretty strong.
were, were there any particular moments where you were like, yeah, I really am enjoying this sound?
Uh, on the first page, yeah,
First page, okay. Was it on the lower register or on the
getting a
high?
little register.
Lower? So I can see you enjoying the G string. Okay, very good. Okay, good things. Now, you tell yourself that, there are some things that I did well and I should be happy with them. Now, tell me, what do you think that needs to improve? You know, Now, just to say, nobody plays perfectly, right?
Hmm.
Perfection is an ideal, and it's very important to orient ourselves towards an ideal. Do you understand what I mean by that? It's important to, and we'll talk about it a little bit, but it's the ideal is unattainable because if it's attainable, it's not an ideal. So I want you to tell me which parts in particular, you were furthest from the ideal, or you know, you think that needs to improve as a matter of priority.
I feel like on the more lyrical section, I could be a lot more loose because I felt pretty tense.
Okay, that's a
Well,
good.
just tension is always usually my huge problem, and it affects my sound sometimes. So
Aha,
that could be better.
aha, aha. Very good point. Also, if you, I think you received my comments for the competition for your entry, and this is one of the aspects I've touched upon. It's about body tension and pressure. Okay, good. So the especially the lyrical points you can let loose. Okay, good. What else?
On the runs, that's also another tension thing because I'll get all tense and then my fingers get like cluttered up.
Okay, where is the tension? Do you think? Is it in the left hand, in the right hand, or
And my right hand, I think.
right hand?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, good point. What about the left hand tension?
Um, that doesn't bother me as much, but on the runs, it might bother me.
Okay, do you ever feel like you were slightly stuck,
Yeah.
pressing a bit too hard?
Yeah.
Potentially. Okay, good. We'll address this. What else? What else do you think that you might need to improve?
Maybe my vibrato in some parts.
Okay, that's a very good point. What about it?
Um, Especially like on the second page towards the bottom. Uh,
Okay, second page was the bottom. Yeah. What about it?
like on that split step part, it'd be like, do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what to talk about. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that part, I kind of screwed it up. And yeah,
is it because of the vibrato you feel?
the vibrato and then the sextuplets, I didn't really like land.
Okay. So this sort of a matter also of accuracy, right?
Yeah.
Of timing and accuracy and coordination. Okay, good. Is there anything else? What about we're talking a lot of technical things. You've mentioned that you were happy with some of the expressive part. What about the expressive part? Do you think you were absolutely happy with the message, what you've managed to achieve? or there are things to improve?
And the lyrical part, it could have been better with the expression for sure.
Okay, 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 very good. Um, I would like us to go back to the beginning, okay? And I will introduce some things, but um, I'll tell first what I think. I think there's a lot of improvement since your recording from several months ago. There's definitely a lot of improvement. I thought um, the coordination was better. I thought the intention was more clear. There was more clear structure to your phrases, and I felt it was less tense actually than in that recording. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I thought it was less tense with the recording. I felt you engaged in some parts. You actually engaged more. So and you added the last part, which is which is good. It's important. So a lot of good things. I can see that there's a lot of passion. You clearly, you're a strong player. You can get out that sort of passionate sound out of the violin, and that's really important. I feel like this concerto really suits you. Um, I do think that I think it'll be easy for you to achieve the expressive part of it. Now, what we will talk about technique as well, but remember this, and this is very important. Technique is only a means towards an end. Do you understand that? Technique only serves a purpose, and if the purpose is not strongly defined, it's not gonna be as quick sorting out the technique. So you need to always have a musical reason, yeah. And I'm sure your teacher talks about all these things. So I'll probably say a lot of things that your teacher probably told you, but this is what we do. We reinforce things. Okay, can you start from the beginning, please? Okay, okay. Let's stop. What's happening before you start playing there? Do you know?
In my head.
Pardon?
Oh, what's going on in the orchestra?
Yeah.
Um, there's a timpani, and the orchestra comes in.
Yeah. Do you know which instruments come in?
It's strings, right? Oh, I know it's the winds. Yeah.
Okay. Is the flutes, is the clarinets, and is the bassoons. They follow after the timpani starts. Now the reason I'm saying, what does the timpani doing this mean? Like, you can invent anything. What sort of mood
It's
is
like
it?
a drum roll.
Pardon?
It's like a drum roll, kind of.
It's a drum roll. It's something mysterious happens. So you only hear the timpanis, and then you hear ta dum da dee dum ba da. Now, why am I talking about it? Why is this important?
Uh, I guess that woodwind part it connects with that low G.
Absolutely. Look, the timpani starts and passes on the baton to the woodwinds. The woodwind plays, so the whole texture, the color of the sound changes from mysterious, it becomes more embodied, and it starts to, it's still somber. And then the woodwinds pass on the baton to you. So your G, now this is what I noticed in the recording as well, is that it's out of the context. Do you understand what I mean when I say out of the context? It means that it's not really connected to what happened before, and it's very important. I tell my students to learn the concerto from the score, from the orchestral score. And it may seem like, oh my god, I have to turn so many pages, but it completely changes. You feel you're playing chamber music. Do you understand? You're playing chamber music with the flute, with the clarinet, with the bassoon, and you are interacting. And you see great soloists who listen like that, and they play differently. Yeah? Rather than playing only violinistic, it's not only about the violin producing a good sound. Yes, that's the minimum, but we need to put much higher aims. Okay, so I want you to imagine now again that and then something is happening. something is happening with that G, that you're following the line that starts from the timbs to the woodwinds and to you. Okay, can you try that? Can you try to really engage? And I want to see on your face that you're engaging with how many bars do you have before the G? You should know.
5.
5 bars. Okay, so I want to see 5 bars. You engaging with them and then preparing. Okay, and then playing. Okay. That is much better. Much better. Now, technical point. When you play on the G string, Daniel, I want you to imagine that there is another string. There is a C string. You understand? Below. And your bow moves, instead of being like this, it's very low. I mean, it's fine. But the sound is going to change if you're going to play like this. Do you have a favorite violinist?
Yeah, and Sophie.
Anne-Sophie Mutter, oh my goodness, she plays like this on the G string, okay? Like, think that there is another string here and try to have the violin as parallel to the floor as possible. Do you understand? So, without tensing yourself, so. And I want you to play from your lower back, okay? Relax your body and go like this, okay? Imagine that the violin meets the bow rather than the bow comes down, okay? Try that. Okay? Now, what were you not happy with?
That's slower to the B flat.
Okay. The B flat is the first note that breaks the G. It needs to be special. I think you need to, okay, there's a rule. I'm sure your teacher told you about this rule. If there are 2 or more notes on one bow in romantic repertoire, you leave way more bow for the last note, proportionally. Do you understand that? That's, you know about bow division, right? So the B, same, the B needs to be important. Right? Try that. Okay, that was better. Do you think that was better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. I want you to play even in a more mysterious way. You don't know what's happening. Vibrato. Your vibrato is too similar all the time. Okay? What can we do with vibrato? What sort of things can we do with vibrato?
It can kind of shape the phrase.
You can shape the phrase. Vibrato can go different directions. It can be faster or slower, right? Or the oscillation can be wider or narrower. And it's all about combining. We have many players nowadays play vibrato that is just the same vibrato. It's like putting ketchup on everything, the same flavor. But if you listen to old players, like Ellman or Milstein or Oistrakh or even Heifetz, within one note they will have vibrato that shapes. Now you have to understand that the difference between pianists and us is that we have a note. When we play a note, it lives, it's got a life. And it's not only one note, like on a piano, you press a note, but it's the multitude of every note that's in that, happening. So it actually lives. So we can manipulate it. You understand what I mean? We can sort of play around, even on an open string. I am not just playing an uniform note. And especially if someone else is playing with me, I'm listening to the overtones between my note. I'm trying to zoom in as much as possible, okay? I want us to start again, and I want you to pre-hear every note you're gonna play, okay? Try that again. What do you think?
I liked it.
Why did you like it?
There's a lot more variety in the vibrato.
There's more variety in vibrato. Now, a good way of practicing. Now, this session is going to be very pragmatic for you, because I want you to take as much as possible for all your other pieces, okay? A good way of practicing vibrato is to not play vibrato. Do you understand? Is play the note as it is, listen to it and play it as beautiful as possible, and then see what is missing. Is there anything missing? And then you're gonna hear that vibrato that you want, and then you're gonna start adding it, and add a little bit first, and then if you want more, add more. Do you understand? Vibrato is not an on and off thing. It's an enhancement mechanism. It's an ornament to make it more beautiful, to let it flow into the whole more. Do you understand? Yeah. Okay. Now I'm gonna, we can spend a whole lesson on the first two bars, but we're not gonna do that. I want to ask you, what is this whole first opening? What is it about? What do you think is it about? I mean, it's a very subjective question, but it has to be about something.
It's very moody and ominous.
Okay, good. And give me some more words.
Mysterious. Uh,
Anything else?
I can't think of anything.
Is it heavy or is it light?
I feel like it's lighter.
Okay. Is it painful or is it not?
Um, yeah.
Okay. In the first, I don't know how many notes. In the first maybe octave of notes from the G to G, which note is the most painful note?
The F sharp.
Ah, very good. Why?
It's from G major.
Okay, it's from G major, or well, it could be from G minor because it could be the
The
harmonic,
harmonic
right?
minor.
G minor harmonic. Very good. Now it's really important. Do you study harmony in school?
Uh, not at school. I just do it a little bit on my own.
Okay, it's absolutely essential to be a good musician. You need to think harmonically. Okay, so the first note that is really a foreign note is the F sharp, and is the painful because it's so close to the G, right? It's so close. I want you to play. Try that, just from the B. By the way, can you hear my violin well?
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah, there's no lagging, no nothing, yeah? Okay. Now, listen to, I want you to tell me if you can hear what I'm doing with the vibrato.
It's connected with each
It's
note.
connected, but what happens to the speed of the vibrato?
Speeds up.
I, da, da, ya, da. You see, my vibrato helps the phrasing. Yeah? Try that again. So, what happens to the bow? What happens to the A?
A, it goes faster.
Ah. So, what happens to the B?
It's slower.
T, relax, tara, tara. There are no angles. No angles. You move smoothly. Okay, you're a little bit stiff in your wrist, but we'll address that. Okay, can you try now add those things. Think how can you really serve that F sharp? Do it again. I think you should save the bow more.
Yeah.
La. Can you sing it? Look, I'll sing it once. Can you sing that? But I don't see any direction. Yeah? Try that. Okay, so play that once. You don't need to do crescendo, but I want something to happen there, okay? So don't try. Okay? And now I want you to play one more time and carry on. Okay. Okay, here's a great example. In one bow, you have the end of a phrase or a little sentence and also the beginning of the next one, right? Yara, save the bow. Ta-da-da. Do you understand? So, you understand what I did? Save. Free, don't press. Or free. Imagine your right arm is detached from your body and it's just flowing freely. Okay? Okay? Try that again from the B flat.
Sure.
Yeah, but don't accent. Ta-ra-ya-ra. Legato. What does legato mean?
Connected.
Yes. Uninterrupted motion, movement. Smoothly connected. Uninterrupted. Legato. But you can also think in terms of character. There's a uninterrupted character. You cannot do anything that's going to disturb the character. So tiara, yara, it's all connected. Oh, so breathe out and let it connect. One more time. Okay. Now, what is happening here?
Accelerando.
Pardon?
Accelerando.
Okay. It is, it's not written, but it gets more excited. Can you make sure that the D is in tune? Yeah. This D, really important that it's in tune. Yeah. Now, how do we make things in tune? What is the secret to intonation?
Hearing how resonant it is.
Pardon?
How resonant it is.
How resonant? Good. It needs to follow the overtones. That's right. But how do we pragmatically get things in tune? It's very important. Something very important. Something to do with our hearing.
Listening.
Listen, but you need listen after you play or before.
Hearing the note before you play it.
This is such an important. You have to have now, Daniel. This is really important. What I'm going to say. You have to have a desire, a strong desire for the sound, and it's also intonation, but also for the sound before you play. And the stronger this, I call it artistic will. You know, the power of will, but an artistic one. The stronger it is, the more likely you're going to play in tune, but also not only in tune, but in context, you know, with great sound. And always before you play. This is why slow practice. Do you do slow practice? I assume you have to do slow practice, yeah? Slow practice is absolutely essential because we can zoom in, we can slow down, and we can develop that sense of desire. Before every note, we desire that sort of, you know, the great feeling of playing in tune, the sound, okay? So this is really important to pre-hear. After you play the note, you then analyze if your desire was met. Yeah, the stronger the desire, you know, the more you'll be the judge, you know, if something doesn't happen right, okay? And then you won't, you know, forgive yourself in a way. You know, you will really, really want to play well. Okay, carry on. Go one last time from, just one more time from the beginning, and carry on, play the whole section. How do you think that went?
A little better.
A little better, yeah? Again, it's hard for me to judge. Your microphone isn't great. Um, do you feel like you're overpressing when you went to the ta tra ta 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 tra ta ta? Do you feel you slightly overpressed? Yeah. I want you to think. You know, there are three things about playing the bow with the bow. What are they? Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? There is.
Speed and then the like its length.
It's called the point of contact. Point of contact, really important. Now, this is the first really important thing, is where do we play? The closer to the bridge, the more resistance there is, and the brighter the overtones. The closer to the fingerboard, the more mellow the sound. You know, you know that. Now, it's really important to try and explore this without pressing down. Do you understand? So this first thing is point of contact. Second thing is what, do you think?
Um, the bow speed.
Bow speed, very important, you know. Generally, if you come closer to the bridge, you know, you can't play too fast with the bow, right? You know that. If you come closer to the fingerboard, you can play a bit fast, right? Okay, and the third one
The weight.
is the weight. I'm so glad you used the word weight. You know, you've clearly been very well taught about it. Yeah, not pressure. It's never pressure. Pressure is, I mean, you're using a lot of pressure, but I want you to really realize that it's weight. You withhold weight always. Because if you actually allowed your whole arm to go into the string, you would crush the sound. You understand? You allow it to go into, you don't even need to press down. You simply just allow the whole arm, it's going to crash the sound. So it's always, it's suspended, and you just think, how much do I need to add? Maybe I need to add a bit more weight. If I come close to the bridge, maybe I need to add slightly more weight. But generally, it's going to be always less than you think. And I think it's going to be a good exercise for you to play around with the speed and the point of contact more and less weight. Okay? So generally, I can play, you know, fairly close to the bridge, but without really pressing down. You need to feel how the bow vibrates, the actual stick. If you press down, if you use tension, you're not going to be sensitive to that, yeah? Generally, I would use more, depends what violin you have, but generally it's good to use more bow, less, and, you can achieve more sound with less pressure and just more bow, and then play around with this, okay? Can you go from this, from there, okay? Okay, can you do this for me? The best possible sound, okay? Try that and try not pressing down too much, but come closer to the bridge. Yeah. Find the greatest possible sound. Oops. You're overshot. C sharp, C sharp, yeah? Okay. Now, I spend most talking on this first bit because then it's going to apply to everything else. Do you know who Midori is? The violinist, yeah? I'll tell you a little story. She was playing with someone I know in a concert hall. And after the dress rehearsal, she had a bit of time in the hall. Everyone went to have dinner. And she stayed there and she played one note. And then the person who I know came back 15 minutes later and she was still playing that note. But he said that the transformation of the sound of that note was mind-blowing. She was obviously playing in that new hall for her, but she had the patience to find the greatest possible sound for that note. And here what I'm going to tell you, it's very important, Daniel. Once you find that sound and you experience it, you will crave for it whenever you play. Do you understand? It's so important. I spend, if I feel slightly uncomfortable, I would spend time just playing a chromatic scale while I play every note for many bows until I think, yes, I think this is the best sound I can get now from this violin, and then I move on. And it takes patience, but this is the thing with violin playing, Daniel. It takes a lot of patience, but the reward is amazing because we can really make incredible sound on the violin. So even in that, we won't do this now, but I would, I would spend time to find what is the best A and B flat and then C sharp that I can find. And then I promise you, and you always need to ask yourself, can I be less tense? Can I do less? The English have a great saying, less is more. Less with better results. Less tension, am I going to be tense? No, less tension. And then you experience that note and then you play and, it's going to say, people are going to notice how great it sounds. Okay. Next phrase. Okay, what were you not happy with?
That second note, the G.
Okay, what else? Well, by the way, what about that note?
I think it was my bow distribution again.
Bow distribution, good. Okay, good. Now, here it's it's gonna be even a bigger crescendo because it's suddenly it's not G, yeah, it's a sixth higher. It's an E flat, an E flat major. That's a completely different feel to it. Good. Now, bum ba ba ram. That was a scratch. Don't scratch. Again, think the violin meets the bow when needed, but you don't need to press too hard. I want you to do it again. Do it again, please. Don't do it fast. Don't do it fast. Pre-hear every note. You don't need to control every note, Daniel, but you need to hear every note and pre-hear it. Okay? No, you are crushing the sound. Look, you need to catch the note. Have you ever been on have you ever surfed? You know, like on a wave. Have you ever seen anyone surf? Yeah. Do you know the hardest thing, you catch the wave and then you need to relax and play with the wave. It's the same thing with the note. You catch the sound and then you sort of just, or like an eagle, you know, sometimes an eagle, you know, gets really high, catches a wind current, an air current, and then just relaxes. Do you understand what is the association with sound? You catch the note, great sound, and then you just play around, but you don't need to press. You can then come back, especially if it's a long note. Ta da ba ba, yeah. You see, I'm watching where I'm playing, but I don't press down. I don't. No, I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna completely crush the sound. And if you play a good, I don't know what is your violin, but if you play a really old violin, it's so easy to crush the sounds. You need to be super gentle with it, okay? But you can still create a big sound. One more time. Yeah, relax. Okay, okay. This was good, but okay. I want you to use more bow and less pressure. Okay. Play legato. Play non vib play without vibrato now. Yes, but the sound, look. You see? It doesn't need to be dull. Play without vibrato, but super intonation. Okay. Now, you have now a dot over the F, right? It needs to have articulation, so it flies into the hole, right? So people, it's an important note. So lam pa pa, right? Can you save more bow? That's good. Carry on, okay? Play the last time and carry on. You have a run there. Can you play every note 3 times? Yeah? 3 times every note. I think it's, you start up bow from the F natural. Because it's not in tune. Okay, was that better, more in tune? Okay, I want you to do that again, but slower. I want you to engage at that level of, you know, when you watch a YouTube video, do you know that you can, and this is, by the way, great advice. Watch your favorite violinist or, you know, someone else, Maxim Wenger, whoever you want, and slow down the playback speed. Watch them and see what they're doing. And it's, you know, and this is what you need to do when you practice. You need to slow down your mind. So when you play, you slow down and you do exactly what you need to do in a performance, but at, you know, the slower rate, so you can analyze and quickly adjust. Okay, do that again 3 times, but the best sound and best intonation, and lighten up your left hand a little bit. Okay, carry on. No, 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 no. You didn't hear that shift. Prepare. Yeah. Do it again. Okay. And now I want you to do. Maybe this is too fast, but I want you to have a direction, okay? And let loose. Don't worry too much about it. Now I want you to hear it. Yeah. Ba 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 and carry on. Do it slower, slower. That's good. That's good. And carry on, okay? Okay? I want you to say it. Ta 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 ta. I want you to say it. Say it as articulate as you can.
Da 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 da.
Okay, do it again.
Da 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 da.
Are you sure you're saying enough notes?
Wait, am I singing the F sharp and G part?
Ta 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 ta.
Da 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 da.
Good. And now play it like that. So really, really clear rhythm. Okay? Last time and carry on. Okay. How many G's you have there?
One,
Pardon?
one.
No. 5. 5 G's. I want you to play all of them differently. Okay? You know, something needs to happen. Okay? It needs to something to happen. You know, if you want to do a piano there, I mean, many soloists don't do a piano. They just, go big. But do something. Think of that. Think you cannot repeat in music the same thing, a few times, especially if you want to be a, soloist. Come on. Just from the top, the first G is going to be up bow. Okay. Now you can work on this. This is just idea. Basically, find, especially if something repeats, this is where you need to apply your imagination. Okay. Good. The next one. Now, the reason again I'm talking about what the orchestra does is because in the recording I felt that you're not engaging with what the pianist does. The orchestra starts with, timpani. Then you have the woodwind. Ta da 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 da. Then you have again, and then you play in E flat major, and then you have again, and it's the biggest one for the orchestra, and then the motion of the piece starts. Yeah, this whole movement is an introduction. It's an introductory movement. So there's a lot of drama. Have you ever been to a theater to see, a dramatic play, or maybe you read something, a Shakespeare play? There's a lot of drama, and it needs to be contained in these two phrases in the beginning, and then you can say that the piece motion, the narrative starts. Do you understand the difference? Yeah. Okay. Good. Carry on. Now you have the orchestra playing. The double basses and the cellos. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah. So there's something fatalistic about it. There is a structure. There are those pillars, and now you start something completely different. Okay. So next bit. what do you think? Your comments, quickly.
That run was bad.
Okay, what was bad about it?
I like stuttered on some of the notes.
Okay. Do you ever practice, Daniel? This is something I've learned from especially the Hungarians. You know, I don't know if you know much, but you know the Hubai. There was a great Hungarian violinist, Hubai. And the Hungarians, a lot of their music is very, you know, it's like speaking. You know, a lot of, and I've learned something very very helpful is to try and sort out, you know, especially difficult rhythms by trying to add language to them. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So this is why, you know, when I ask you, can you say ta 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 ta, and suddenly your coordination improved because you're actually, you know, this is a language. It's a universal language, but it needs to be as natural as speaking. Okay? You know, just like when you say something clear and everybody, you know, you're on a stage and you want to say something so that everybody understands. So because there is meaning. Just like that, here we also have meaning. That's why I want you to play the run, the G, you know, the arpeggio run one more time, and then I want you to say it. Okay? Try that. No, but play the whole bar. The whole bar. And now I want you to say that. Imagine you're just, you know, this is part of a poem or, you know, the diction, but I want you to say that as if you are, you know, on stage in a theater. Okay? I didn't feel too much direction there, but I want you to do that again. But I want you to do it legato. Do it again with your mouth. So the first arpeggio run, it is coming out into the B flat, right? Right? So I want you to play that run, but only starting on the second B flat. Okay, so we're gonna cut the run, okay? Can you try that? Yeah, watch your elbow. Freedom here. Try that. Try it again. Okay, add one note before that. From the G. Okay, add one note before that. Add one note before that. Do that one more time, relaxing your body, please. Just imagine that your body serves your inner hearing, and that's it. You don't need to, you know, just play without tension. Okay, question. Did your articulation improve?
Just a little bit.
Okay. Did it improve before you played the B flat? The lower one, the first one.
Not really.
I want you to do again, go back one step and do it from the D. Okay, how is the articulation now?
It's good.
It's really good. It's fantastic, you know. I'm not in a, you know, I don't know how, you know, I think in a whole this will be very clear. I'm not in a room with you, but you only need one more note. And for some reason, when you add that note, it's not so good. So please try to, you know, now you've experienced really good articulation and just add the B flat. But it needs to, you need to have desire for that articulation, okay? Go to the B flat. Okay, I want you to do this. Stop on the D, put a little pause and then continue. Okay, and now I want you to not press with the bow at all. Only use the weight of the bow, but keep, you know, keep the sound, the point of contact. Okay, how did that go? Was that better? Yeah, much better. Okay, so we're gonna play now from here. Play this. Stop. Okay, and now play without stop. Okay, and I want you to watch. Now play. This is another example. You're gonna apply this in many other parts. Play with the left hand here. No. Are you? Can you play once as if so I can see what you're bowing again? Okay. So can you play the pattern on the open string with the bow? Aren't you slurring the first one? You know. Okay. Okay, we've approached a very important bit. My question is, you see, you've learned both hands together, but does each hand actually know what they're doing?
It's not.
It's not. Now, this is one of the most helpful things I've learned as well. You need to, when you practice, Daniel, and this is going to be applicable for your Mozart and for Bach and for everything. Plan everything, Daniel, to the smallest possible detail. In this case, you see, great sound. I know exactly the pattern of the bow. You give this to a first grader, they play it, right? And this is easy to play, right? It's easy. So the smallest possible detail is always going to be easy. I can do this with the bow. I take a little, you know, I can take a pencil, I can do this. I've done it. I've separated the two. I've made it, you know, into the smallest, you know, the molecule, you know, the atom, right? And then you practice until it's really good, and then you put it together, and then you expect yourself to really, you know, play well. Do you understand? So I want you to do that again. Well, this is my pattern, but your pattern is slightly different. Do it slowly. Do some. Do it slowly. Okay. Yeah. Do it faster. I want you to detach your head from the violin and be completely free. It's not very clear. Do it again. Very clear. Tam, pa, 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 pam. So it's one bow on the E string, wa, pa, pa, pa. Four on the A string, right? Okay, and now do it air violin. So air bow. Don't play on the string, but play with the left hand. You know, or whatever you're doing there. Okay, but do it really well and do it slowly. Okay, and now add the two together. Now look, Daniel, we're doing a slow version. No, I'll show you more, but you seem like someone who really catches quickly. So now do it once, but when you put it together, the key is that you don't go to your old way of thinking that one hand depends on the other. No, the hands are completely independent. One has one pattern, the other one has another pattern, two different parts of the brain, and it works. Okay, try that. Okay, and now I want you to do it again, but fast. But think of the bow. Think the bow pattern. Tam pa 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 pam. Was that easier? You're still a bit tense. I can see that. But the key is when you do this, you just think first grade. E, A, 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 E. Everyone can do this. I want you to do that again. Think E, A, A, E with the bow, and with the left hand, you already know the pattern. Do it again. Ah, virtuosic. It sounded much better to me here. What do you think?
It was better.
Okay. And now... No, don't. Look. Fast bow. This C sharp needs to fly into the audience. Yes, but you're tense. It's easy. Your arms are detached from your body. Don't, they don't create any tension. Do it. Okay, now the... Daniel, detach your arms, your armpits. Open your armpits. You're like this. Yes. Free. Uh-huh. Yeah, slowly. Quality. Daniel, doesn't matter how passionate the music is, the quality of the sound needs to be incredibly beautiful. Anne-Sophie Mutter, incredibly beautiful. Doesn't matter if it's accent, it's still... You know? Okay? That's it. Okay, good. Now, next bit. Yeah? Generous and free. Yeah? It's suddenly a more mellow, yeah? No, don't find the top two notes because you overpress. Look, start by having the least amount of pressure possible. And the least amount of pressure possible, Daniel, is gonna be the weight of your bow. That's it. Try to see, can you create a good sound with the weight of the bow? Just do the top two notes. Just the top two notes. How much pressure are you adding? How much weight?
None.
Okay. Can you now have a better sound without adding any more weight, but with slightly feeling how the stick vibrates? Feel it. Yeah. Okay. And now I want you to play. Yeah, Daniel, play and release. Release the sound. Catch the wave and use gravity. Play around with gravity. You don't need to control the note. Okay? And save the boat. This is very important. And it's obviously, it's really important to have. You're doing so many great technical things. I can see that your teacher, really wants you to be a good violinist. So your bow is parallel to the bridge. All those things are very good. I think you can play, with your technique and with your capabilities, you can play better. You understand that? This is why I feel like you can be way more demanding towards your quality, towards all of these things. And we can only scrap the surface now, but I hope you can learn from that. Okay, carry on. Carry on. No, carry on. Daniel, it's good. Now I'm asking you, what sort of energy? It's subjective. I agree, but what sort of energy is this?
It's kind of like heroic.
It's heroic. That's a very good word. Is it vertical energy? Or is it horizontal and generous energy?
Horizontal.
Exactly. We see octaves and we think, oh my goodness, vertical. We have difficult technical things, but all your technical difficulties are going to become much less of a problem if you're going to see the musical reason first. Yeah, the only reason he's written octaves is to enhance the sound, but yeah, it's that kind of thing, right? Now you add, of course, it's not as easy to do that, but I want you to try that. Can you now play this? Can you try that? Play like that? Just the top line, and think no angles. Everything is round and generous. Okay, and now you got the idea. We can't stop too long here. Now vibrato and generous sound. Try that. And violin high. Violin playing the bow. Not the bow playing the violin meeting the bow to play. Okay? Okay, great. And this is another moment when it's very important to say the word. Save, give more bow to the second note. Save the bow more, okay? Good. Carry on. From the bottom G. G. Daniel, don't iron. Do you know what I mean when I talk about ironing? Pressure and then you iron. Release the sound, okay? Especially on the G string. Look, G string. What moved? Tell me. I didn't move the bow at all. The violin moved. It's a dance, Daniel. It's a dance between the two. If you're only gonna think iron down, it's gonna be, you're not gonna achieve much. It's gonna crush the sound. But freedom, and you need to feel how the back of the violin is vibrating easily. Okay, carry on. Okay, listen. What am I doing with the speed of the bow?
Getting faster.
I save the bow, and I go into the beat. Do you understand? There is a musical reason, but I figured it out technically. So play the first B, and I want you to really slow the bow. And when you shift, I want you to increase the speed. So there's a real magnet into that top B flat. No, yeah, but you're tensing your whole body. I want you to think, freedom, freedom, freedom in your shoulders. Nothing is just, the violin happens to float here. Okay? Ah, nice, nice. One more time. Do it slowly. You don't do it with much pressure at all. Just think of the speed of the bow. Uh-huh. And now you can do this. Are you playing octaves there, by the way, at the top? Yeah, yeah, it's a good. Just play this. Yes. Now, Daniel, don't think that the fingers press down in your left hand. I want you to think that the fingers are in the right shape, but the violin meets the fingers. This is the same thing with the bow. It's going to be easier for you to play expressively with the left hand. Okay? Yes, but more bow. Okay. Okay. Carry on. Okay, so this is another point where you hear when it's out of tune, right? You disliked it and you're not able to enjoy it. You think, oh, that bit, oh no. And when you approach it with that fear of not enjoying it. Daniel, I'm going to say something extremely important. There are only two motivations why we do anything we do. Ultimately, it's either we do it out of love or we do it out of fear. So, and you can do this applies to everything in life. This is a very deep sort of philosophical, but actually there is a pragmatic sense in it. When you approach something that is difficult, you have the option to choose which part of the brain is gonna be activated. Do you remember at the beginning of the lesson I spoke about negative and positive? If you're gonna focus on the things you're afraid of, or you dislike, or any kind of negative, it's gonna tense you up. But if you're gonna try and find in that passage things that you will desire, do you understand? That you will love, it will free your body and it's gonna cancel that fear and it's gonna allow, because ultimately the more free you are, the more independent, the more you will be coordinated and better. So this is why in that bit, I'm trying to find the most beautiful line I can find. And then you will be surprised how quickly the technical bits are going to fall in the right place. Do you understand the difference? Rather than thinking, intonation, oh my goodness, I need to, it's not, before you play, you dread it, you think it's going to be out of tune, and then you tense even more, and then you don't know what to do. I sometimes tell my students, whenever they reach a really difficult passage, to imagine that they are tasting something they really like a banana or chocolate, so that they're not putting pressure, so they completely think about something else that is very positive, so that it actually works. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Okay. Now I want you to play those chords. We will have to finish in some time, but there's still something I want to say. Can you play the chords again? The chords are another example. You think chords, but it's not chords. It's a melody. Right? It's this melody, right? So you can draw it out. Go from those chords. No. Daniel, no pressure. Speed and then slow down. Speed and slow down. The violin plays the bow. The violin plays the bow. Yeah, but you don't need to move the violin so much. You just think that it's there. It's sort of, it's there. I think that was better. Can you do that one more time? And less. Now, Daniel, right hand technique. Your fingers, you're either gonna play like this down, and you're gonna crush the sound, or you will activate all your joints, which are like springs. Like suspension in a car. A really good car will have fantastic suspension. When you reach an uneven road, you won't feel it. It's the same thing with the. This is why we have joints. You understand? This is why if I do this, I crush the sound. But if I activate all of my joints, it's gonna take the impact and it's gonna smoothen. Do you understand? It's gonna make it smoother. So try that. Okay, good. I want you to use less pressure and more speed now. Do the same thing. Okay, and when you do this, you need to feel how the stick vibrates. It's better, you will think about this. Good. Go from here. Yeah, from there. It says largamente. What does largamente mean?
Like large and expanded.
Expanded. It means that it's like, I don't know in America, but in Europe, there are certain nations who like to sort of put their emotions on full display, and this is one of those moments. Almost sounds Slavic, sort of, I don't know, Russian, Ukrainian, something. It's all my soul. Yeah, try that from that B flat. Espressive, with a lot of expression. Yeah, no. This is the last of. Yeah. Yeah, listen to intonation. Daniel, what did we say about playing on the G string?
Pretend like a string.
Yeah, of course. Think that the violin floats and it meets. The sound is created here. It's not created here. It's created here. Okay? Okay, do that. So, I'm playing with this. You don't need to do it unnaturally, but to serve the sound. Yeah. Daniel, don't. You can release. Did you hear what's important there? Pa pa pa. How do I know? Because I look at the music and I'd say, ooh, what do I want to say? Ta-da-yam, pa pa pa. Ah, it's a trumpet. You see, it's not just a violin. Pam, pa pa pa. Right up. So articulate. Stop the bow. Stop the bow slightly before those notes. And really, so it clearly projects into the whole. But intonation, pre-hear that A. Bam, ba, ba, ba. Can you sing that?
Ba, 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 ba.
Ba, ba, ba. There is a magnet on that A. So develop a strong desire for that A and you'll be in tune. Try that. Yes, but you need to save the bow for the C sharp, right? Okay, now play just play the A, the best sound you can find. And now add vibrato, but don't press. Okay. And now play. Okay, good. I just want a few more minutes. I was speaking a lot, so I want to hear the middle section a little bit. Okay, the one that you were slightly worried about expression. Okay, so I hope nobody minds. Okay, can you go from the F? Yeah. Now everything changes, Daniel. Everything. You had a very heroic beginning, an opening. You had a movement. It's almost whenever there is dotted rhythm, there's something very somber about it. There's something very, funeral marches always have dotted rhythm, and there's a reason. A marching band will have dotted rhythms. That's why, we can talk a lot about it. But if you look musically, even in the orchestra, there's a lot of dot tam, ba bam, bam, ba bam, ba bam, and now it becomes much more horizontal, warmth, love, all of those, the generous things, espressivo, crescendo, dolce, all those things. So, try it from the F natural, but change the sound, and the vibrato needs to change as well. Okay. Okay. I don't know. Do you hear me well when I play this? There's something vulnerable about the way I feel that note. Yeah. You sometimes you play, Daniel. You think, oh, I need to start here and I need to play. Yes, you need to do that, but there is something more to that. There is something more, and I want you to explore. Try to play a few Fs and see if you can play a more beautiful F. Yeah, don't vibrate. Don't vibrate. Just play an F, the most beautiful F you can. Yes, but I want you to do almost crescendo when you change the bow, because otherwise you ta ta. No, a singer. Do you ever listen to singers? Daniel, singers never say pa. They would open that note and all the colors are gonna come. But you sometimes play on, off, down bow, up. No, it's not that simple. The note has a life. There is some development to it. There is beauty. It's sort of it changes. So please play it again. Okay, and now add a little bit vibrato, but a slightly faster vibrato. Feel like your finger is so sensitive that it's touching something very vulnerable, and it's good, good, good. Now, can you do a crescendo? It's you're a storyteller here. This is the story, okay? So think about the story. Do it one more time from the F, and I want you to play really legato and beautifully connect the sounds. Okay, okay, stop. Daniel, it's much better. It's much better. I want you to go from here, please. Listen, I'm shaping the phrase. Do you see what I'm doing with the bow? Poetic, you know, there is fragrance to the notes, yeah? Can you go from here? Yeah? Daniel, look. What am I doing with the bow?
Just
I'm,
going closer
pardon?
to going closer to the fingerboard,
But what am I doing with the speed of the bow?
slowing down.
You see how much bow I have left? Because the more bow I have, the more I can allow it to flow. Try that. Yeah. And it's Daniel, it's not ta pa pa, it's t. It's smooth. It's so I no I send the vibrato from one finger to the other, so it's smooth. Okay, can you go just go for straight away from that D maybe. Don't press. Don't press. Don't press. Whenever you play a trill, there's a lot of changes in the vibration of the string. Don't press. Relax. Come, think close to the bridge, but don't press at all, because otherwise you're going to choke the sounds. Okay? From the trill, carry on. Yeah. Daniel, what has happened with the theme here when you reach this? Has anything changed? Pardon?
Climaxing.
Can't hear you.
It's climaxing.
Yeah, it's expanding. Yeah? But I can't hear it. You're sort of casually um, you see I'm using mobile. Yeah, you see that, right? I'm playing because I want as much free sound to go in the big hole. I don't know, what sort of holes you play in, but the more, you need to allow that free sound to flow. Yeah? Again, detach your arms free there. Ah, you didn't save the ball. I knew that was gonna happen. Say. You see, I'm always floating that wave, just like a skilled surfer would do. I'm not, I'm playing around. I'm using the natural weight of the bow and the speed. And when I know I need to slow down, I just float like an eagle would float on the air currents, right? Do that theme again because it's such a loving theme. Yeah, Daniel, listen to the intonation, okay? Pre-hear it. Really important. Listen to the intonation. Do it slowly. Do it slowly while do it in slowly. Yes, Daniel. But why do you play an accent on every note?
Because I'm tense.
Yes, because you think no, tira. I okay. Here's another thing, which I'm very glad I'm gonna tell you. A note is never a note. I already said that, but I didn't say that you should always subdivide it. Whenever I play a note, if I want perfect legato, even if I play détaché, if I want it to connect to the next note, I will always feel that there are two notes. So, do you understand that? So I'm hearing this ya da 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 da. 1 2 1 2. I'm always subdividing the notes so I hear that there is not one note, but there are two notes and they're both horizontal. Do you understand? Rather than ta and nothing. No. This will also sort out your rhythm problems. Do you understand? If you will feel the subdivision, the internal, you feel it in the belly, the internal subdivision of every note, you will not be able to play with bad rhythm. Do you understand? Because there will be value inside the notes. And great musicians, especially pianists, have this. They hear it. Do it one more time. I want you to actually, apply this. Try to really hear, rather than doing accents on every note. No, no, no. Think horizontal, horizontal. Da 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 ba da ba da dee. Yeah. Yes. Daniel, the higher you play, the more you need to be free. A great soprano singer, you can hear, if it's not a very good soprano singer, you will hear that they force the high notes. But a really good one would just let it float. So the higher you play, you need to use more motion. Do you understand? You understand what I'm talking? Yeah. So whole bow. I'm not pressing at all. I'm allowing that sound to vibrate. Obviously I need good sound, good point of contact, but don't press. Again, go from there. It is better. Now the other thing, I'm just gonna give you an advice there. Again, do you remember how we played in the beginning 3 times every note? I just want to get the best possible sound with the freest. You know what I mean. In this kind of bits, or all I do this. This is another way of practicing. If this is going to be recorded, so you can watch it back. You see what I'm doing? I'm slurring the note with the next note and then I'm repeating the note so that I don't change my finger when I change the bow. Do you understand? It's a great way of practicing anything. Can you try that? Can you try that?
Wait, so you're playing three notes and
So this is two ways of practice. So three notes is just to get every, especially if it's détaché, you practice three notes every note until you have the best possible sound and freest, because you keep the pattern the same. Do you understand? But for legato passages, it's really good. So I'm always tying it to the next note and repeating it, tying it to the next note. You understand? That's it. That's it. Okay. You understand, yeah? But again, I hear a lot of vertical movement, but it should be horizontal and generous. Okay, this is gonna be fine. Can you do that for last time and then we're gonna end? Yeah, but play as it's written now. And by the way, here, again, the line sort of falls down, but legato, legato, legato. No accents unless it's written. There's one sforzato and one little accent there, okay? Very good. How many B flats do we have there in this whole passage? A lot, right? Daniel, every time you hear a B flat, I want you to think, I want to change the sound. Do you understand? Don't just think B flat. Think, can I be more imaginative? And this is, if anything, I can give you to take away from this. Practice should be so much fun because there is no end to how beautiful one can play, how imaginative, like a poem, you can think. I'm playing around with all those things with being honest. You don't want to do it just for the sake of it, but you want to find. You see, I have so much vocabulary in my playing because I'm using, all of this. I really know that if I come closer to the bridge, if I change my speed, it's going to add a different color. So I feel like this is our brush, I don't know if you're interested in painting, but, painters, you think, okay, what color am I going to use for this note? Especially if it's repeating the same note. It's a great way of exploring all of these things and while being as free as possible. We'll have to finish now. It's been a long session, but I enjoyed very much hearing you play. I think you have great potential. You clearly grasp things quickly, Daniel. Um, I would. My advice would be to sing. Play. Sing first, even two notes, and then play, so you can get your intonation honest. Intonation is two things. Proper intonation comes from two things. We don't pre-hear, we don't engage our inner ear well enough, and the second thing is that we're tense. Okay, so always think, can I be free? And don't practice a little bit and relax. Do things like this, and then have clear tasks and aims. Don't play a note. Don't repeat a note that doesn't have a clear aim. Always have an aim. Can it be more beautiful than the last time I played it? Can it be more in tune? Can it be more rhythmic and all those things? Okay. But I wish you great success, and if you can apply all of this to bar by bar to everything that you play, I think it's gonna quickly change your approach and you'll improve exponentially. Okay. But well done, bravo.
Thank you.
Hello, you're still there.
It was very, I was so happy and impressed to see how receptive
Abs-
Daniel.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness, you do love the violin. I see that. And he wanted to learn every new concept,
Yeah.
everything to make his the art of performing
Yeah.
wonderful
It
and
is.
classical and smooth. I got excited here.
It's good. It's a long session, and we didn't get all the way to the end, but
No, I know. Yeah.
Daniel, you are very receptive, and I can see that you have real passion for you do. And honestly, this is worth it. Like this, it's playing music is worth it, and there's so much more to it than you know. And uh, I really encourage you. It's a real adventure, and I encourage you to explore it, and you will find out things about yourself, about your own uniqueness in the process. And that's amazing. And you, as you'll be getting more and more freedom to it. So I'd encourage you. I have the score of the concerto in front of me, because I want to know why did he think like that. I want to know what every instrument in the orchestra does it. And I want you to think bigger. I want you to think about yourself. No, this is playing in tune with good bow. This is the minimum. There's so much more, and you clearly have the capability to grasp it. And I can also see that you have the humility to listen and to take on things. And I hope you're going to watch this session and and write some notes, which would be useful for you. But yeah, well done. Well done.
Okay. Thank you, Professor.
Okay.
Bye, Daniel.
Bye bye. Lovely to see you in person, and all the best for now.
Too.
Bye bye.